Okay, are we so back? Can you guys hear me? All good. I have no idea what that was. I've genuinely never... Streamlabs just bricked. So you can hear me now. Hopefully I'm back online. And we're just gonna get back into the stream. Hold on 2 seconds. Let me just set everything up correctly here. Make sure we're live on X. We're live on all the various websites we need to be live on. Let me just make sure that is the case. Looking good, looking good, looking good. Yeah, okay, we're live. Let me just figure out a few minor things on my end here. Update the links because we have new links now. Apologies for that. Okay. Okay. Let's do it properly now. Yo, 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 what is up, everyone? Hope everyone's having a great day. Without any further ado, let's get my fat head on the screen. And hopefully this works now. Okay, I think we're live now. Man, I tell you what, technical difficulties, they always get you. They always get you. No idea what that was. Streamlabs decided it didn't want to work today. And it just completely bricked. But hopefully we're live now. Fingers crossed, touch wood. Let me just do final checks here. I'm live on X, yes, live on Kraken Pro X, yes, live on Kraken YouTube. Let me put some GMs in the chat. GM. Make sure that everyone can see me. GM Sizz, how you doing? We're live on YouTube as well. GM Scott, GM Veslin. Yeah, hopefully this is working now. God, I have no idea why Streamlabs decided. Just didn't want to work for me on the first go. Hopefully second time's a charm. Hopefully second time's a charm. We quickly, one last check here. Boom, boom, boom. Looks good. Okay, fingers crossed, no more bricking. This is a brick-free stream. Brick-free stream. Okay, I think we're live. Welcome one and all to the open of August. New week, new month, new opportunities. Isn't that what we say? New chances to make it all back in one trade. New chances to win it all. New chances to spin the roulette wheel in this 24-hour casino we call crypto. Perfect time for a follow stream. You're on the beach, Ivan. That's great, man. That's no better time for a follow stream than when you're on the beach. So yeah, apologies again for that little bit of technical difficulty we had at the start of the stream. Not sure what that was. Streamlabs just decided it didn't want to be my friend. They just want to do a little bit of testing. A little testing. What's up, Dom? Good to see you. What's up, Lost in the Fog? What's up, Lutz, my man? Yes, we are live on X, live on my X, Kraken Pro X, live on YouTube, and live, of course, on Twitch. Good to see you in the chat. Sizz, what's up, Blizzard? GM, what's up, DK? What's up, Nico? Mi hermano, what's up, Haj? New month, new week, new day, exactly. Yeah, it was glitching earlier, but we're so back. We're so back now. What's up, Pally? Good to see you, bro. How you doing? What's up, Film Ninja? Stream is back, yes sir. What's up, Veslin? How you doing? Any thoughts on the new module that we launched this morning, Veslin? I know you had plenty of thoughts about the ones that came before, so hopefully you'll be the same with this one. What's up, Bradders? How you doing, Nico? We got Follis with Kraken before GTA 6. Follis has been with Kraken for a couple of months now. We announced June 17th, but I've been with them. I was with them for a few weeks before that as well. Having a good time so far. Having a good time. How you doing, Blizzard? October's getting closer and closer. Yeah, exactly. Sizz with the 70 stream streak, my man. Love to see it. That's big. What's up, Plasma? Congratulations on the launch of the new modules. Looking forward to reading them. Yeah, it's a good one. It's a big one. What's up, What the Fox in the YouTube chat? What's up, Sis in the YouTube chat? Yes, we are live on YouTube. Kraken YouTube as well. Go shoot them a follow if for some reason you're not already. Lots of content coming out on that channel on the regular. What's up, Roman? Good to see you. The grind for capital was tough, but you're back with casino money. That's what I love to hear. All right, we're going to jump into the charts. We are on 18 minutes till New York Open. Let's get a prediction going. And then we will jump into the charts. Prediction. Bullish, bearish New York Open. We'll give you guys 15 minutes. As always, if you're watching on X or YouTube, you can make predictions. You can make predictions by going to Twitch. Let's jump into the charts. You see the nice new tag on X. Yeah. That was the shout out the Kraken Pro media team, Kraken Pro social media team. What kind of price action have we gotten since Friday's stream? When we tuned in on Friday, price was kind of nuking. It looked very dodgy. We had just swept this low. The price action since then has been very strange, uninspiring, I will say. We had this low, then price swept the low. We got a bounce. We got bullish war news. Trump said, as he likes to do at the end of a weekend, he said that talks were back on the table, peace was close, etc., etc. And yeah, the market retraced that whole pump, almost put in a new low. But we have this very strange. Some might look at this and say, "Oh, this is a classic rect-proof 3-tap." I don't think it is, and I'll tell you why. Personally, I don't think it is. I mean, you can definitely make the argument that this is a 3-tap, and therefore we should go up from here. But I'll tell you why, for me, it isn't. Two reasons. The first is that these lows are just too equal. They are too equal. Let me get that in weight. It makes me think that the liquidity objective down here has not been satisfied, especially when you take in the higher time frame context. Lots of juicy lows down here between 61 and kind of 62K that have not been taken yet. Makes me think that if price starts coming back down, that's going to be the target. The second thing is that in terms of, like, for any 3-tap, for any kind of bullish setup, right, for any kind of bullish POI, you always want to have a valid liquidity objective to target, right? So it's not just good enough that you satisfy liquidity on this side of the range, but you need to satisfy liquidity on the other side of the range. Here it's the opposite. We've actually satisfied liquidity on this side of the range, but we haven't on the near side of the range. So that makes me think that we spike lower. It also makes me doubt that we come up here. So what do I mean by we've satisfied the liquidity objective at the top of the range? It just means that, for me, this move is your liquidity sweep. Very obvious, very strong liquidity sweep. Took liquidity at this high, and then we rotated all the way back down to range low. That's a satisfied liquidity objective. That to me tells me that the market is done. The business it had at this 63.5 level is done, and now it has unfinished business below the range, and I think that unfinished business is below these lows. So just from a purely liquidity dynamic perspective, makes me think that the low is not in, but we shall see. What's up, Micro Sailor? What's up, Gorlami? Good to see you, bro. What's up, Netrunners? All in vote, we're never going lower. All in red, all in green. Life is good when you're not liquidated. I couldn't agree more. Couldn't agree more. I have that written above my desk. Life is better when you're not liquidated. What's up, Enoch XPT even? How you doing? Good to see ya. Sailor sold 105 million of BTC at the bottom. You think he's a pussy, but you also sold at the bottom, so it's a self-report. That's okay. That's okay. How you doing, Gorlami? How you doing, Micro Sailor? Good to see you. So let's see what the market open. Let's see what the New York Open gives us. It is the first New York Open of August. First New York Open of the new week. We shall see what we get. Coming up now in just over 12 minutes. New York Open Bold. Let's see. I mean, it's anyone's guess. I typically stay away from these opens at the start of a month because there's usually quite a lot of volatility and it can be quite hard to trade, especially when the start of a period, when there's kind of a composite start of a period, new week, new month, that kind of a thing. Life is good when you're short and price drops. Yeah, it's been tough though. I mean, even looking at this price action, it's been tough to get a read. There's been a lot of guys in my community who long the bottom here. We're looking for shorts up here. I mean, it's given the volatility, but it's tough. It's tough to read that price action with any kind of conviction, in my opinion. Especially, it's the summer, it's a weekend. Are we gonna get this ascending or this broadening wedge type thing? Broadening, I don't know what you call that. Someone I used to call that the megaphone formation. I remember there used to be this trader that I followed super closely on X back in the day, back in 2021 when I didn't know any better. And he used to post the craziest patterns. Not gonna dox who he is. I actually checked out his profile recently. He has since stopped trading and gone into digital art, which I'm not surprised. He has a lot of followers though. He had like 50,000 followers, but he used to post all sorts of mad bullish patterns, anything to fit his bullish bias. And of course, back in 2021, during that alt season, you didn't really need much of a reason to be long. So even crazy bullish biases were right more often than they were wrong. What day would you start trading if volatility is high right now? Just chill. Tuesdays are usually the best day of the week. Tuesdays and Wednesdays are usually the best day of the week to trade in as a general point. That goes beyond monthly open shenanigans. As a general point, Monday range can be a really useful anchor point for your trading in the rest of the week. So once you have Monday high liquidity and Monday low liquidity, if you get a sweep on one of them, especially when price is range bound anyway, that can often signal a mean reversion is coming towards midweek. Friday, I think is low. It's usually a low probability day just because getting ready for the weekend. Traditional markets close on Friday for, you know, the next 2.5 days or whatever it is, and especially nowadays, a lot of the bearish headlines in the geopolitical sphere have come on a Friday. I think that since Trump took office, more often than not, when there's a bearish headline, it seems to come on a Friday, and then the bullish headlines seem to come on a Sunday or a Monday. But yeah, if you're trading every day in the week, or at least if you're trading the weekdays, Monday and Friday are probably lower probability days. Like Tuesday and Wednesday, typically higher probability days. And you know what's a useful tool as well? If you go to, I think it's called Velo Data. Yeah, let me share the link. Velo Data. It's I'm not affiliated with them in any way, by the way, so this isn't me shilling. You can get, we might pull it up here on the screen. Yeah, you can get some nice data analysis here, but one of the things they do, which I like looking at, is BTC average return by day. So if we go to like the last 6 months, let's say, that'll show you that over the last 6 months, let's do year. Yeah, it's giving quite different data, which might be a little bit confusing. 6 months, 3 months, 1 month. Well, I guess you can see the point I'm making here, which is that it'll give you the average return by day for that period. So like, let's take the year going back all the way to, no, you know what? I think that's not accurate. Let's take 6 months, because I think that's more reflective of the bear market that we've had. So if you look at the average return by day going back 6 months, so this will take you back to, what are we now, 3rd of August, so this will take you back to the 3rd of February. Do I have that right? No, the 3rd of March. And this will show you the average return by day. So something to be aware of. Maybe not data that you swear on or bet your whole account on, but you see here that Mondays are typically green days, right? Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we get a bit of a lull, and then you get a pump into the weekend, right? Friday, Saturday, Sunday being on average green days, and then bring it back to Monday. What day would you start trading from? So again, I think Mondays are typically relatively low probability days. If you were to start trading from a day, it could be Tuesday, but you know, it's not a golden rule, man. It's not a hard-coded rule. Am I trading on Kraken Prop today? Yes, so we have the Kraken Prop account set up. Affiliate. No, it's advanced evaluation, yeah. So we're set up here. We haven't taken any trades. We're still sitting pretty here with our 100K evaluation. If I could zoom in here, that'd be great. And yeah, I think the target for this one, based on the account we got, as you can see here, or maybe you can't see, let me zoom in again. The target here for this one is 109, and the drawdown is 97. So pretty simple. It means we have 1 unit of risk, so minus 3K, and we need 3 units of reward, so plus 3K, plus 3K, plus 3K. So if you think of 3K as your unit of risk, even though my unit of risk is going to be smaller, we basically need a 3-to-1 part reward to risk in order to pass this account, which I think is very doable. Very, very doable. So I'm not exactly sure how I'll do this. I might end up risking 1,000 each go, because I think that's pretty good. That would give me at minimum 3 trades, which I think will give me pretty good odds of passing. Minimum 3 trades, and I'm going to look for, you know, kind of trades that are relatively high probability, looking for 2.5, 3, 3.5, 4, or something like that. And I think that's going to give us a pretty good chance of passing and getting funded. I'm not going to do the tactic that I see a lot of guys in my community do, which is YOLO it all on one trade. Although I will be potentially risking more than I would otherwise risk. But yeah, this Kraken prop, probably gonna look to trade. I know we're just looking at the NQ ticker here, which is XYZ 100. I will probably trade it at some point. I don't know if my first trade on the account is gonna be NQ, given that I've never traded NQ before. It might be slightly risky. We might stick to something we know a little bit better, like good old Biddy. And yeah, I think for me, I basically have zero interest in longing here. As I've told you guys already, my longs are really only down here, something like this. Shorting, maybe. I think if we get a pop on New York Open, I might actually look to short. I think the market looks a little bit cooked here. And I have all of that already drawn. If I flick back to prop here. Yeah. This is the long idea I have been looking at. I really like it. I think if we get down into the sub 60K level, I will be looking for longs here. For me, it just makes no sense looking for longs here when we have all this juicy liquidity below that has not been taken yet, and an unmitigated demand zone down here. This would be, at that point, your wrecked proof 3-tap. You love the average day statistics? Yeah. Yeah, again, I don't know anything. I'm not affiliated with Balo data, but I've seen some people use it before. What would your YOLO trade be? Well, for instance, consider this. If I took this trade and I risked $3,000 on that funded evaluation, the Kraken prop evaluation, then if it passed, I would get funded. I would be risking the evaluation on a single trade to get funded. I mean, it's not the craziest thing to do. Is it very risky? Yeah. Should you do it? Probably not. But it's something you could consider. NFA. Not financial advice. Not financial advice. Yeah, we're live on X, live on my X, live on Kraken Pro X. Yeah, New York open in 3 minutes. Let's switch back out. Let's see what we're gonna get here. Did I get a discount for the evaluation? I didn't. I told you already, guys. Kraken Prop, because they're nice guys, they gave me a free evaluation to try. They gave me the affiliate evaluation, but the thing about that is it's you can't breach it. It's the drawdown is unlimited, and they were like, oh yeah, just take this and trade it on stream. I was like, that's not real prop trading then. And they were like, whoa, well, if you want to do real trading with real drawdown, then you'd have to buy it yourself. I immediately bought one. So that's that one was bought. A regular old evaluation, 100k evaluation. So we'll see. The drawdown rules are just the same as if you guys bought one. The drawdown on the prop account is 3%. Yeah. So the profit target is 9. But that's just one option. That's actually the most advanced option. There are 3 options on 100k. And as you go down, like that's the most advanced, so it has the strictest rules. But as you go down, the rules are far more forgiving. But I just wanted to, I thought that one made sense for me, just to go for that 3-to-1. But yeah, actually, if you use, it's the exact same idea as Breakout. If you use the code is Follis, right? Yeah, Follis. If you use the code Follis, you get 2% off all evaluations. It's the same idea as the code that we've had running with Breakout for the last while. I'm Danny Candle. Well, let's see what we get, boys. 20 seconds to go. What's the code? The code is Follis. Follis. Gets you 2% off all evaluations, which is the max discount. Yeah, I'm very skeptical about BTC here going into the new week, to be honest. And yes, of course, 10% cash back on your next chromosome. Thank you for reminding me, Marquise. Can't forget that. So yes, New York has just opened. That's not the right one. That's the right one. New York is just open, and let's see what we get. While we wait for the open to play out, let me just see what way you degenerate gamblers bet. Let's see. Let's see what way you did it. Choose prediction outcome. Oh, vast majority of you are bullish. Interesting. I wouldn't have guessed that the vast majority of you would be bullish, but let's see. We'll come back to that in a few moments. So I just want to flick around the BTC charts, the BTC markups that we have been looking at these last few days. That's not the one I wanted. This is the one I wanted. So you guys might remember that I had been looking at BTC in the context of these 2 value areas. And this is a lesson that I'm always trying to teach my students, is that value areas are just data sets. It's up to you to interpret that data and to apply that data to your own analysis and your own trading in order to give yourself information that you can use, right? So here, the data sets that I'm pulling a larger volume data set that goes back to the start of February, and then a smaller data set that goes back to the start of June. But both of them are telling me something, right? The larger data set, the green data set, is telling me that we're still actually trading at support. We're trading at this high time frame support level, pretty close to high time frame value area low, which is where you might expect a reaction, where you might expect bulls to step in because the asset is comparatively undervalued, right? At least that's the market perception according to auction market theory. But notice as well how we are reacting very strongly from this POC level. And that's something I want you all to be aware of as well. Right? When price is in a value area, that POC is going to act like a dynamic support resistance level. Strong reactions from that level can mean that full rotations are interrupted, and indeed that's usually the level that you expect maximum chop. So looking at the price action that we've had for all of July, I think we can agree that that's a lot of chop. Looking at this smaller value area, which is the data set going back to the start of June, yeah, we're seeing some interesting rotations here. We're seeing rotation from the low to the high, and now pulling back, and it kind of looks like we're in for another rotation back to the low here. And that would be confluent with my general idea for a long, which if I flick out to this chart, this is something that we've spoken about already a few times, right? This would be your rec-proof 3-tap setup. This would be your, call them induced lows, engineered lows, Pikachu lows, as I like to call them. Sweep into this bullish demand zone, bullish POI, bullish order block, whatever you want to call it. Would also be confluent with this value area low, this higher time frame value area low. And also, I believe, yeah, also the lower time frame value area low. So there's a lot of confluence around the 60K, 61K area for a bounce, and that's kind of where I'll be looking for constructive price action to develop in order to potentially take along with the idea that I would be targeting a rotation back to 67, 68K to tidy up these highs here, and just put in some price action around this imbalance, this inefficiency. You guys can see from the profile here that we actually have quite a big volume gap here, right? We've a big spike here, a pretty decent spike here, but between them there's a gap, and that's reflected in the price action here. Pretty big inefficiency here, and I think that it won't take much for price to come up and target this 70, 71K level, at which point I would be looking for a rollover and new lows, because I don't think the low is in for this cycle at least. And that's my whistle stop tour of what I'm thinking about on BTC, what I'm thinking about the chart. Nuke.exe, yeah. BTC didn't go up with equities and didn't fall with equities. Yeah, the correlation has been distinctly lacking recently, and I don't think that's a bad thing. I don't think that's a bad thing. Hype is strong. Yeah, hype is an interesting one. Is it strong? Not on this time frame. I don't have any interest in trading hype until we come into the 40s. I think we will get low 40s this quarter. You used to be a beast with this track. Wow, a banger. I don't know what that means, but yes, the track is a banger. Bad news absorption. Not down equals strong, yeah. What's up, Ethan in crypto? The bell is so good, reminds me when a ship leaves a port. Does it? It's a little bit like that, yeah, but I actually think that's what the bell sounds like, if I remember correctly. What's my bias on what? Do we not have a New York Open bell today? No, we had one. It was a few seconds late. What do I think of BNB? I get asked this a lot on stream. I wonder why. I wonder, did we do Film Ninja, did we do a clip on this? I feel like this was a good clippable moment. However, I don't remember. I don't think we did a clip on that, right? This exact thing. I think that was from last stream, Friday's stream, or maybe Wednesday's stream. Let me look at BNB. I mean, I looked at this already. I don't have any major thesis on this thing. The only thing I can say is that we are at a zone that I would expect there to be some kind of support. It looks very similar to BTC in that this is like a composite value area, composite activity area, if you want to call it that. This is a zone that both buyers and sellers have been engaged with going back to like 2021, right? This, call it 530 to about 700. Yeah, we're seeing a little bit of a reaction here, a little bit of support, but nothing major. I don't have BNB is not on my list for coins to stock up on next cycle. Maybe it should be. I don't really know. But it's just not on my list. It's not a coin that I've been paying too much attention to. I'm far more interested in looking at coins like BTC, Ethereum, Hype, Solana, maybe coins like Tau, Near, depending on how the AI trade unwinds towards the end of the year. What's up, Machete Eddie? You remember looking at Uni, Sushi, Jupe? Yeah, I remember looking at all of those. I'm just looking down through my watch list here. I mean, so many coins just look terrible. We were pretty... I was looking for... Oh, wow. We actually got all the way down to the level that I was looking at on XPL. So you guys might remember... I think I still have it here, right? Boom. You guys might remember we were looking at this level on XPL to provide a reaction. I'm not in this trade, but yeah, we got a little bounce. 4.4% bounce off the low there. This is a pretty textbook rec-proof 3-tap if we can make this work. Bullish price action develops in this POI here, and yeah, we're golden. I really like this chart. It's just a pity that the price action has been so terrible. I love the setup. If I saw this setup on BTC, I would long every day of the week. But this altcoin has just been so weak, man. Going back, let's go back a month. Go back to 4th of July to now. It's like minus 35% down only price action. It doesn't even follow BTC. 3-tap is not for shit coins. I agree. You haven't heard the name Rec-Proof in a while. He's still around. He engages with my stuff from time to time. I know he was offline for a while. Long and close your eyes on XPL. I don't like that plan at all, because I think longing and closing your eyes, and you might open your eyes in a few months, and that's what you have. I'm not saying that that's going to happen. I would love for this coin to reverse here, but I mean, it's just an awful looking chart. It's an awful looking chart. At some point, these charts kind of run out of sell pressure. And some mean reversion is inevitable, but you won't catch me shorting this, but longs, you also need to be careful. It's the same principle as with LIT. We spoke about the LIT chart for so long. Oh, wow. We're really reacting from where I said we would react. Spoke about this chart for so long, right? You have this high time frame downtrend. It switches from strongly bearish structure to this internal structure, this rounding bottom type structure. When you get this initial pop, boom, that's when you start paying attention. I mean, I swear, man, if it bounces here, we will have basically predicted every move on LIT going back to April or March. I think this is a coin that I'm going to be looking at for longs. I really like it here for longs. Maybe one more spike down. Yeah, I guess the issue with altcoins is that dominance has just not been... We haven't really seen, and this is a chart that I shared with my Discord community recently. We haven't seen a meaningful capital rotation into alts going back like 2 years. I mean, this chart... BTC dominance now is basically the same place that it was in August 2024, right? We've had a little bit up and down, but it's basically range bound, right? We haven't seen these huge moves up or these huge moves down that marked previous cycles, right? This is 2017. We had the move down. Dominance was at 71%, went all the way down to 35%. That was your alt season, right? And then as the bear market came, it went all the way back up, back into the 70s. And then this was 2021, up from 73 all the way down to, again, around 40, even sub 40. And that was the 2021 alt season. So, when people talk about cycles and people talk about being disappointed in this cycle, I mean, there's a few different factors you can look at. Again, I should stress that BTC dominance isn't the cause of this. It's not like the chart caused lack of capital rotation. This is just a visual indicator as to how that capital rotation looks, right? Saying that we didn't get any meaningful capital rotation because BTC dominance was too bullish is like saying it's too cold outside because the thermometer shows that it's minus 10 degrees, you know? That's not really how cause and effect works. The thermometer is just showing you how cold it is, just demonstrating it visually. Same idea with BTC dominance here. It's just demonstrating visually the capital rotation or lack thereof that we've seen this cycle. Basically, uptrend from late 22 all the way till now. I mean, you can even say that this is still part of that uptrend. And no meaningful move for the last 2 years, which is kind of crazy. Feels like most OGs are gone, or at least not as active on the timeline. Haven't seen any of those guys in a while. Recproof, Craig, Carl, Muro. What's Muro up to these days? I've been blocked by Muro for about 2 years. Remember he launched that token? What was it called? The dog token? Hund or something like that? Hund. I don't want to resurrect an old any kind of old it wasn't even beef really, an overreaction, let's say. Oh yeah, interesting. Okay, well there you go. Yeah, that I haven't looked at this coin in months, but that basically went, yeah, I guess it went the way that many other memes went, minus 99.5%. Yeah, we won't, we'll take the high road here, but a lesser man might be running victory laps at this point. Looks good, yeah. Accumulating at the lows, right? Isn't that what we say? Isn't that what we say? Interesting New York Open here. Yeah, Main is still hella active. Really active. He just loves the game, man. I remember that Moro. It was. I hate even using the word beef. It wasn't beef. He had issue with. I think they bought followers for their X account or something like that, and I called him out on it publicly. I just said it was a bad look, and he had issue with that. It's fair enough, to be honest. But it went on for quite a while, actually. I think it went on for like 6 or 7 weeks. He was posting about me quite regularly, but it was very good for business. I think I got like 15,000 followers in that month and a half. It was very good for business. So yeah, if you can kind of look at these things for what they are and don't take them too seriously, they are actually extremely good for your for your metrics. You're gonna lose all your florins. That's on you, brother. That's on you. What's up, Victor? Good to see you. How we looking on the mentorship? We just launched our August mentorship this morning. Vegeta is active, yeah. Yeah, Vegeta's a good lad. I don't know, is he that active though, is he? It was a pretty short bid. Okay, no worries. All analysts fully booked in 4 minutes. Let's go. Let's go. Love to hear it. Makes me happy. Good stuff. GG Victor. We'll chat about that later. Back to the open here, and yeah, getting a little bit of a bullish open. I am very skeptical about this move, and I'm wondering, Victor, what's the short here? What's the short here? I am so skeptical. It took 1 minute to fully book 3 out of 5 analysts. You top tick the entry, you bottom tick the TP. Bro, we need to copy trade you. Can't believe he's top ticking entries here and not sharing them on the stream. Can't believe it. Can't believe it. We're fully booked as a team. Let's go. GG. GG to all involved. Massive success. Yeah. I mean, is this just the top? Mondays is just Florin losing day for you. Better just skip those. At least you're not losing dollars. That's the most important thing, right? Far more important. Do I got my trading music playlist? I just listened to live sets. I just shared it with you, Kyle. I wonder, do we short? $2024 was meme mania. 2024 was meme mania. Yeah. That was like the resurrection of the memes, wasn't it? Or I guess that was back when like Popcat was running and like Doge had that second life. It ran from 10 cent to like 45 cent. Popcat, that was around the time of Whiff as well, right? I wonder, do we try something here? Something speculative. Something speculative. Does anyone know how to get a P&L card on breakout? I don't actually. Pump everything? Yeah. It's just it's a pity it's a Monday. Monday is usually yeah, as we looked at the data at the start of the stream, Monday is usually a green day. So you gotta have an extra strong, you gotta have a doubly strong thesis for shorting. Yeah, look at that. Rouge is long. Yeah, I don't know. I guess you don't want to be the guy. You don't want to be the guy shorting support either. You know what? Speaking of composite profiles, let's be a composite Kevin. Let us do something like this. Can we get this in a different color? Blue. Yeah. So that's kind of what I thought. Get rid of this for a second. I think we will get a, because if you look at here as well, this is something that we have been talking about for a while, that technically this isn't a break of structure, but it looks pretty weak to me. I think the structure is, you can safely say that the bullish structure is no longer intact. It does not look like this low will hold. I would love to see a move back to 64. I think being patient here will be rewarded. We might set up for something here, actually. Victor, what do we think? Short around 64.1, 64.2. Yeah, so that would be this composite POC it's not only the POC for the green, but it's the POC for the red and the POC for the blue. So this is obviously an area that, you know, bulls and bears alike have been interested in trading. Some kind of market structure shift on low time frame up here. And you're targeting a run on these lows. I like it. I like it. That's the trade for me. That's the short. If we get the right price action, something like that, 2.5 or, but this is conditional on getting the right low time frame price action. And the beautiful thing about waiting for confirmation is that once you get the confirmation, you can probably short with a much tighter stop. So like for instance here, if you got this, you could short and potentially get upwards of 7 or. BTC is going to 60k. Trust. Previous month POC, yeah, it's a big composite POC. You didn't realize it was such a composite? Yeah, big composite level. But I mean, that's, you know, take that with a pinch of salt, because that's basically all this price action here that we've been since the start of June, I should say. It's the 20-day EMA. Bulla. Let's look at that. Oh, I like that. I like that. So make that yellow so everyone can see. The 20-day EMA. I like that. Not necessarily a EMA that I ever look at. 20-day EMA. This music is making you feel a certain type of way. That's the intention. Yeah, I like that. I really like that. Okay, so that's our setup. That's our trade. I'm gonna set an alert here, and I think we'll take that on Kraken prop. If we get what we're looking for, which is basically up here. Price action up here, we're gonna look for a short. Something like this. Oops. And like I said, depending on the price action we get, we can look for a tighter invalidation. Something like that. Something like that. Obviously, let's see whether or not we get it. Yeah, wait for, we're targeting run all these lows here actually, so even lower. Wait for confirmation. The beautiful thing about these trades is that if you get the right confirmation on low time frame, right, say you get something like this, okay, you can basically short here or here with a very tight stop. But there's no point, in my opinion, with these kind of trades, there's no point, if price is doing this, there's no point shorting there. Now, sure, you might catch the top. It might reverse there, but you're taking a gamble. There's no need to take that kind of a gamble, in my opinion. There's no need to try and stand in front of a moving train, try and fade an uptrend. Just go to the low time frame, go to your execution time frame, and wait for the market to do this, right? Right, wait for you to get some of that distribution, something like this, okay? And then you short here, whatever it is, right? Wait for the market to give you something that you can actually fucking action, okay? Don't be the guy who shorts here, because what's gonna happen is you're gonna get carried, and you're potentially even gonna close the trade early or get stopped out of the trade early. You can't predict the top. All you can do is wait for the market to show it to you. Why short a bull market? Gorlami, get out of here. I know you're trolling. A lot of people use the 21. I don't personally. I haven't used it. I've seen people use the 21 EMA, yeah. Any thoughts about gold? I don't have thoughts about gold. We covered gold a couple of streams ago, maybe last Monday's stream. I can quickly look at it for you. I think the point I made at the time was that I thought gold was probably bottoming. And I don't think that that has changed much. Yeah, a little bit of a rounding bottom structure here. I don't know. Yeah, I kind of like gold here. I think it looks okay. Doesn't look bad, if I'm being honest. Now, take that with a pinch of salt. I have traded gold like 3 times in my entire life. I'm very far from any kind of an expert. But yeah, this is like call this a range if you want. Maybe we get one last dip, something like this. No, let's not even do that. Let's just do this. You know, if you get this kind of constructive price action breaking out of this range here, I think you could look for longs. Would be my feeling. You know, something like that. Maybe here. Maybe here. I don't hate this though. I think it looks okay. Or maybe it's a case that we dip one more time. And you know, you play it for more of a range low deviation. This kind of a thing. You know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Yeah, something like that. I don't hate gold here. I think it looks okay. It's far more attractive to me now that it's 30% from the Pico top than it was, you know, back when we had this huge run up at the start of the year, end of last year. Yeah, not a bad looking chart. All right, guys, I think we're coming to the end of the hour there. Let me jump back into this screen, and we'll get ready to tidy things up. Last 60 seconds. A green dildo is developing on Zcash. We will look at Zcash maybe next stream. I have found my ability to trade Zcash is limited for some reason. It's a bit of a cursed chart for me. I don't think I have a good read on it. And a lot of that is to do with the exploit and the apparent you know, the patch, and then lots of influencers shilling on the timeline. It's a tough one to get a read on. I think it's one where technicals take a bit of a backseat. Not my favorite chart. You want me to trade NQ? I'm gonna try for sure. It might not. My first trade on NQ might not be live on stream. I don't know, would I be able to handle that pressure? But we can try for sure. I will take a live trade on NQ. I think my main desire to show off prop would be to take a few BTC trades live. I think I would know a little bit more about what I'm doing. But yeah, NQ, I want to get into trading NQ. Lots of guys talking about how clean the price action is recently, so might have to get our hands dirty, as you say, Blizzard. I'm looking at FHE, never heard of that, but we can look at it next stream. Take it easy, Nico. Thanks, Veslian. Veslian, I'm looking forward to hearing your thoughts. Am I back with the pod on Thursday? So it's the breakdown, if that's what you mean. So no, the breakdown is every 2 weeks. So the breakdown stream will be next week. And very interestingly, very excitingly, the following week, so in between the breakdown episodes, we're gonna have a new stream launching. I already have the guests lined up. The format has been agreed. That's gonna be a good one. I think that's gonna be one you're really excited for. More details on that to come next week. But yeah, the next edition of The Open is on Wednesday. Same time, same place, 30 minutes before New York Open. Hopefully see you then. Take it easy, Microsailor. Take it easy, Sizz. Take it easy, Brilak. Thanks for joining, guys. We will see you back here on Wednesday's stream. Until then, try not to get liquidated. We'll see you next time. Peace out, Girl Scouts. Love you. Bye-bye.